What's up, everybody? We're immediately where we left off. If you watched the last one, we were able to set up our import-exports for both the desert island and the main island. We've set ourselves up to fly to the jungle island and set some stuff there, but we haven't even finished the landing zone on the next island. So we aren't gonna start with that today. We're gonna work on the desert island some more. Sorry, obligatory wipe text. Maybe a shorter episode. I'm gonna try and get all 30 minutes in. I did set my timer, so let's get going. In this last part of the last episode, we set up this quick little copper deposit mine, and I wanted to showcase how to use counter end gates. So let's take a look, and I may have already done this in another episode, but just wanted it to be something that you can continue to improve upon if you find yourself doing something better than me. Now, let's take a look at this trail. Okay, what we're looking for with this counter gate trail is that as long as we have 3 digger ants in this portion of the trail, we don't want to send any more diggers there. We would like to use them to do plenty of other things. Okay. Now what we've also done is to set up this carry gate to say that, let's say this stockpile is full and an ant makes it out here with something still in their possession. Well, we wanted to make it so that they go back to the beginning of the line, or at least the end of the work line, to the stockpile and drop it off. Alright, easier said than done, right? Because now, if we look at our stockpile, or if we look at our counter gate, the green line represents the entirety of the trail. And what you may notice is that the entire elder trail to the recycler is part of the trail for the miners. And we do not want that, right? Because what that means then is anytime somebody is in this is on this trail, they will not send any more workers to work here. So until the worker gets smushed, we could be wasting time on our other workers. So how do we fix that? Well, we use a counter end gate, and immediately after the carry gate that loops back into the line to place whatever we have, we want to place this counter end gate. And what that will do is say, okay, now we only want to count whatever's in this line. And if they have exited without anything in their hand, we don't want to count them. And by setting up the counter end gate there, it will do that for you. It's not unintuitive. You kind of feel like it's only meant for, certain portions of a gate or certain portions of a trail, but it's very handy in making yourself, these more complex trails, right? So I just wanted to showcase that really quickly because I feel like that's something that isn't understood very well, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I feel like it's helpful. It helped me a lot, and maybe it'll help you guys. But let's keep going because we do have a bunch to do. And did we set this up to carry? Yeah, we did. Good. Okay. So the first thing we want to do again is we want to set up we're going to need more. 12 is probably enough. I think we only use 10 there. Let's just set up 2. Okay. So the first thing we want is glass. And I'm going to change this slightly because we have more space now. I'll move everything down one node, one notch, one nodule. I'll make that smaller. And I'll tell you why. Because, in fact, we should move it 2, right? Because we want this to be here. Yes. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Now, why do we do that? Because we want the very first thing that any ant does in this colony to be able to feed this setup so that we don't run out of ants. That is highly dangerous to our chances of success. I mean, and it isn't. That's a bit bit of hyperbole, but I say it because having to bootstrap constantly in this game is probably, the most tedious thing in this game. So we really want to avoid that, as much as possible. And by setting ourselves up like this, we minimize that risk. Also, we haven't even talked about yellow science barely, but we need to set up some insane contraption to get this stuff off the ground, and I want to do that as soon as possible. So I might end up just doing manual grinds for a while. Hopefully we can get a few. But again, the very first one we're going to do is, with the first point, is to get the concrete core, and then, we'll start working on stuff over here. Okay. So now we can get back to work on this. Okay, good. Again, our setup is very simple. It's tileable, and we don't have to think about it anymore. I mean, we do. It still can be a little bit difficult to remember, and I think that's wrong already. That might work. Yeah, this is wrong because we need to go up here. Okay, good thing we got 2 left. There we go. Okay. I think we need to be like something like this. Yeah, okay. Because we want in like that. In like that. We want a carry gate. Or I'm sorry, we want a counter gate. We want to take from our iron stockpile, place a dispenser. Or I'm sorry, from our glass stockpile here, place a dispenser. We want to go like that. Take a timer gate. Why do we choose a timer gate instead of a carry gate? Well, if they're not carrying anything, they're never going to leave there. So they will get stuck and die. If it's a small ant, we lose out on a whole bunch of other stuff. So we don't ever want them to be stuck there. We want them to be entering and exiting as quickly as possible. So there's our perfected gate system. Our perfected trail. Do the same thing with copper. Like that. Can do here. Oops, needed that. Can do here. Do trail. I'm sorry, counter gate. Timer gate. Want to set to 0 seconds because you don't want them to wait at all when they're finished doing their thing. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. We want that here. And then like that. Yeah, I think that's right. Because we need to get our dispenser here. My wife's asked me if I want a turkey and cheese sandwich. I'll say yes, please. This may be a shorter episode. Probably be released on the same day then, if that's the case. But we'll see how far we can get. Who knows? Okay, okay, okay. Next thing we want is iron. Yeah, a lot of people asked, should you build, infrastructure on every island? And I mean, the short answer is yes, right? Even the most basic work can be done by the small ants, and then send it to another island for processing, right? You don't want to waste the lives of your small ants. I mean, certain instances, okay, I mean, it's probably not a big deal, but this is not right. It's got to be one over. One over or one up? What is it? I think it's one up. I think it's one up. Like that. Like that. Yes. Like that, like that. This goes here. Goes over. And up. Like so. Yes, okay. So those are our 3 main resources that we're going to be refining into blocks. And then the next couple resources we have, our next things we're going to be doing is making light bulbs. Oops, forgot the counter gate. Excuse me, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. And, you know, eventually we will make this so that it can utilize these, which we should do, but it's going to be... Well, I mean, it's not too hard. It's just going to move it over one block, right? One little node. And I do appreciate how easy, or not easy, but simple it is to move your trails around. Oops, like that. It could be much more difficult. And, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm grateful for that. So what are we going to do here? Carry gate from here all the way to there. Make sure this is an elder gate. And now look. So this is the problem that I'm talking about. It's more pronounced that we've done this, right? Because now any ant that's in this, look, any ant that's in this portion of the trail is going to count. And if you notice, look, it already has one in it, which means no one will ever go in there to work. So if we do the counter end gate from here to here, lo and behold, there's nobody no longer in there. And yep, very nicely done. Means this can go here like that. Wait, we're gonna have to change this because this is gonna be a carry gate. And it's gonna come back here like that. And again, we're gonna change this to a counter end gate here. And same thing. What's gonna have to change? Oops, sorry, wrong one. Carry gate. And what are we doing here? We are counter end gating this. And maybe we do have to move it over one more? No problem. It's easy. Sorry if it's quiet, I'm just focusing. Sometimes when you're trying to manipulate these little nodes over and over, it's very easy for them to do something else that you don't want. Or connect to somewhere that you don't want, I guess. Just like that. Okay. Now we are on to making workshops. And I don't know how far over it's going to need to be, but we'll start there. We want to do the same thing. Remember, this is slightly different than our other version of this setup, in that we need to do counter gates. I'm so sorry, carry gates. And not carry gates. And we're going to take from probably this stockpile. We can place our dispenser there. In like that. I need to go up one. Looks like I need to go up one. Yep, perfect. And the difference between this one is, I'll show you. If we put in our counter gate here, anytime an ant enters the not carry gate, it will be considered as outside of the trail, which is something that we don't want either, because anytime an ant is in there and another ant's passed by on the main trail, then it's going to walk in there. We're going to eventually have a ton of people in there that we don't want. So how do we circumvent that? How do we navigate that? We connect the counter gate, the internal counter gate, to the exit line. So this is our nested counter gate setup, and now if you look, all of that is in part of the one trail, and that's what we would like to see happen, so that we don't waste our ants, right? Did I go up enough? I did not go up enough. Here, we'll do a carry gate there, send it on back. Gotta go one more. Let's go up one more. Yeah, that sounds right. Counter and gate then from here to here. And voila. There we go. We're all set up. I really again like this because it still confines ourselves to two blocks, two tiles. And very handy, very easily scalable, and just overall aesthetically pleasing. We're going to do one more. This one will not need the nested counter gate. However, we are going to do the nested counter gate because if we do not do the nested counter gate, unless the ant is carrying something, it will not leave that spot. And I don't want to do a 0-second timer gate. Simple fact is that means that our workshop will not be interchangeable to do other items that require more work. Again, I guess I didn't say why we need to do a nested counter gate, and that's because it requires multiple crafting steps to complete to complete this light bulb work, whereas making wire is only a single step. So it isn't outright required, but it is going to benefit us in the long run to make sure that our ants are performing to the best of their abilities, and they aren't wasting their time in places, doing things that we don't want them to do. Not carrying. Oops, what the hell happened there? We'll do this, and that will be our trail. Beautiful. We'll do our setup here. And, it might look like a far away place. We might move everything up here. We'll see. It's just, at this point, everything is fluid. And the reason why it goes over here is because we have our, we want our small digger assembler to be close to this. And it looks like we've actually completed all the glass pickup in this area. So we don't need it any longer. And this guy can go, this ant, I'm sorry, can go here. We can get rid of, and get rid of. There we go, we're already cleaning everything up. And we want to change this to have more people in it. That's 5. That's going to be fine. Okay. So, looks like this area has been cleaned up. It's much the same, but also much nicer, more streamlined, and in a better position for expanding. These guys have a ton of fiber, and they produce these fruits, but they're just, they're so large, and they take so much time to get rid of that we're not even going to use it. Look at this. Look at this. How dare you? How dare you? This square was just added on or something? Huh. Interesting. Okay, so let's set up this, if you know the name of it, tell me, the recycler. And we're going to want to do something like this. Oops. Now, The cool thing about the recycler on this island is that we are only recycling digger ants. Digger ants only turn into iron scrap. So essentially, we only need one stockpile here, but on the other island, we need to do a multiple setup. If you see here, we've done it like this. We're going to change that up, make it a little bit more efficient eventually, but you know, at the moment, it's not hurting anything. We aren't even using it really. We haven't played a single second of live footage in this game. You know what I mean? Like nothing's been moving. Hang on one moment. It sounds horrible. I'm so sorry. If you heard any of that, I apologize, but I think I muted the microphone. Okay. Now we can bring this stuff back to, you know, a more reasonable area, just so we can keep an eye on it without having to look all over the map for it. But again, we are going to try to get this stuff out of here. You know, this copper is all going away as soon as possible. We can start that, you know, pretty much now. We'll add another line here. Do something like this, just to get this out of the way. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay. I like the way this is set up at the moment. We just need one one entrance for these guys and one exit. Okay, looks like we'll have to do the exit on this side, but that's no big deal. We can utilize this interior once, you know, excuse me, once other things, I'm so sorry, go away. There we go, I like that much better. And I like this much better. There we go. Much cleaner, much nicer. Alright. So we made a ton of progress, I think, in the last couple episodes. Let's set up some trails over here. Because, at least for the moment, we could do this. But they won't be able to come back, so maybe we won't. Because I sent some ants over here. We really want to work on getting this set up. And, yeah. So we are going to need to get, but this is never going to happen. Oh, well, I mean, as long as we're doing rubble on this side, right? As long as we're making concrete on this side, right? We should be good. Yeah, as long as we're making concrete, which we are. Yeah. Okay, so we need how many? 110. Beautiful. Alright, I feel like we're in a really excellent spot. Just, you know, refining our methods efficiently. Oh, we shouldn't start it because we have this set up here to take stuff over to this side, and we haven't gotten it set up properly yet. Which means we should stop these. We should stop this one and this one from going because we really want to focus on screws and plates, which we don't have yet. So we'll just delete these for now. And this guy can go over here. And yeah, perfect. Okay. And let's change this like the other one so that they're not going in a direction that is not beneficial to us. We always want them to be headed towards the what's it called? Recycler. Thank you. Which is way the hell over here for now. Again, not a good spot. But I think in the next episode, we got 5 minutes left. Actually, we're going to end it here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. The airports are coming along nicely, and everything is looking up. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.